p.m. and these are the headlines. Muharam, a religious day celebrated in Algeria in many different ways according to each region. In the Kasbah of Algiers, for instance, people gather to share a special family meal on the occasion following the traditions. The Algerian community in France celebrated the Independence Day all along the weekend, where a large number gathered to pay tribute to the Shuhada of the nation. The left-wing New Popular Front grouping came out on top in the second round of the legislative election within the French Parliament, while the presidential coalition came in second, and this ahead of the far-right National Rally. We will take you then to one of the places reciting the revolution in Algiers, Kasbah, and on the occasion of the 5th of July, special Shabi revolutionary songs were played. Welcome back, everyone, and we start our edition of tonight with this topic tackling this religious day marking the new Hijri year, Muharam. It is actually celebrated in Algeria in many different ways. Each region has its way of celebrating it according to the traditions. The Kasbah of Algiers, for instance, people gather to share a special family meal on the occasion. More traditions with Samia Bouawour and Yassine Hamdi.
The Kasbah of Algiers, a historical and legendary place that attracts a lot of visitors, especially during the religious celebrations. For this first of Muharram, the families gathered to share a meal in an atmosphere full of traditions.
I remember that my mother and my grandmother used to prepare traditional meals using dry meat. From Eid al-Adha, we call it qadid or al-khli' in other regions. It's salty and delicious.
The homes, also called duirat, are decorated in an original way to create a unique atmosphere, especially in the patio where the visitors can enjoy traditional meals.
As the religious holidays approach, such as Muharram or Ashura, we always start by cleaning our copper utensils using our ancestors' cleaning recipes that contain lemon and salt. We also prepare traditional cakes such as al-maqrout and samsa, and we gather to share memorable moments.
This memorial place marked history with all the stories of our glorious martyrs who sacrificed their lives there, and will attract visitors till the end of times.
And ahead of the presidential election of September the 7th, the withdrawal of individual signature subscription forms is ongoing at the level of the National Independent Authority of Elections. So far, 34 individuals willing to stand as candidates put in the files, and the National Independent Authority of Elections reaffirms that the validation points are open all along the week, including Friday and holidays from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now moving on to the festivities of Independence Day, as the Algerian community in Lyon celebrated the latter all along the weekend, where a large number gathered to pay tribute to the Shuhada of the nation. Our correspondent Afaf Belouchat came with the following report taken up by Najah Tayar.
On the occasion of the Independence Day commemoration, the national colors decorated all the La Pérouse Castle, located in the Saint-Sorlin-Valois in France, where the Algerian community residing in Lyon celebrated the July 5th for the second time on this Algerian property, which was recovered after an illegal land grabbing attempt.
Such an amazing residence. We are proud that Algeria possesses such a heritage in France, where we can have this event every year.
Through the restoration that this grand castle is currently undergoing, a part of it has been transformed into a space where the Algerian community gathers, remembers and pays tribute to our martyrs.
We have organized a rich program and presented awards to Algerians who excelled in their jobs, also students who got remarkable curriculum, and also war veterans who are still alive. May God grant them long lives. The Algerian women participating in the liberation war were many. and they were often responsible for bringing food, weapons, and even papers to the veterans on mountains.
With the Algerian Consulate General in Lyon and the volunteers' efforts, this event successfully reminded the Algerian community abroad to be always proud of their history.
We continue with the celebrations of Independence Day in Bordeaux this time, where our ceremony was organized in memory of our brave martyrs and in honor of the war veterans who contributed to the independence of our country. This event witnessed the significant presence of young people as spotted by Afif Belouchet, taken up this time by Rania Bahri.
ما خالف طريقنا عندنا للطعن اتحاد عنواننا
الاتحاد عنواننا. It is around the national emblem that the Algerian community in Bordeaux marked the Day of Independence and Youth, a youth strongly present and wonderfully represented by Iman and Ammar, who came for higher studies. They described their attachment with their motherland, Algeria.
It reflects a mother-child relationship. I have always been raised to love the country.
We were born and raised in Algeria, and my country is the air that I breathe.
Iman is a master's student in health innovations, while Ammar is a PhD student in automation. They claim that their future could only be in Algeria.
Acquiring the necessary know-how will allow us to invest in our country and anticipate the development of Algeria.
My specialty is automation. I would like to launch a company in my country.
In front of this large audience, it was Iman and Ammar who were entrusted to deliver the message of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, for the community settled abroad.
It was such a pride for me, especially as the symbolism was strong.
A feeling shared by all numerous students invited to this party.
We thank the President of the Algerian Republic, the Algerian Ambassador to France, and the Bordeaux Consulate for the celebration that they organized for us for the occasion of the Independence Day, July 5th. And I want to thank them all for the previous Ramadan events that brought all of us together.
It was a wonderful evening. It was a meeting of Algerian men and women here in Bordeaux, including students, and this made us feel the independence of our country.
In Bordeaux, and like all consular posts, this year's Independence Day took place in a special atmosphere rich of Algerian traditions, and this reflects the deep attachment of our diaspora to their country.
And we cannot talk about independence without mentioning names of heroes of the revolution, such as Mahlous Mohamed Idir, who was entirely devoted and committed to his country. I'll let you find out more about his story with this topic of Yassine Hamdi.
Here in the village of Ath Yacoub, in the locality of Larvana Thierathan, in the province of Tizi Ouzou, lived a legendary man, Mahlous Mohamed Idir, in this 200-year-old house. He was a fine strategist, armed with knowledge and French stamps to help his brothers in arms by making them passes. This mujahid managed to infiltrate and lure the colonial administration.
Mon père, c'est pas le bon nombre de terrain.
My father was not a field man. He was an administration worker who had documents and stamps of the French Republic. He had all the stamps. And that's how he made passes, ID cards and passports, especially for the youngsters who wanted to join the revolution.
Il y avait beaucoup de jeunes qui voulaient s'engager, c'est-à-dire prendre les armes.
His brother Ami Ashur took us back in time to the colonial Algeria by sharing with us the heroic life of his sibling with a lot of emotion. He wasn't afraid of anything. He was very brave. He used to take me with him and he taught me a lot of things to serve my country. He was very smart. He managed to get empty documents from the French prefecture. He did his best to help his compatriots. Born on the 28th of February 1919, Mahlous Mohammedi studied law and worked as a teacher at the University of Algiers in 1948. He met heroes such as Karim Belkacem and lived in discretion after independence in Al-Harrach.
Il était très estimé par les colons.
He was very respected by the settlers. He was offered the job of prefect and he refused with
On lui a
dignity.
proposé même de faire préfet. Et c'est digne de sa part d'avoir refusé.
Je suis le petit-fils de Mahlous Idir. J'ai pas eu l'honneur de le rencontrer.
I'm the grandson of Mahlous Idir. I didn't have the chance to know him, but my father told me everything he did for the country. He sacrificed his life for Algeria. He's the idol and the pride of the family. He was an intellectual.
L'indépendance de l'Algérie.
We didn't win our independence only with the armed fight, but also thanks to the administrative and diplomatic actions of heroes like Mahlous Mohammedi, who passed in 1978 at the age of 59.
And this was the report of our journalist in field, Majda Dahmoun, on heroes of the Algerian Revolution. And now in the occupied Palestinian territories, dozens of Palestinians are killed and wounded after a Zionist Air Force attacked another school sheltering displaced families. And local authorities said that the Palestinian Deputy Labor Minister, Ihab Hussein, was martyred in an airstrike by the Zionist occupation forces in Gaza City on Sunday. The government media office in Gaza stated that the Deputy Labor Minister was killed along with a group of Palestinians after being directly targeted by Zionist army aircraft. And in the occupied West Bank, at least 15 Palestinians got arrested by the occupation forces on Saturday night in different areas of the region amid raid operations. In France now, exit polls project that the left-wing New Popular Front grouping came out on top in the second round of the legislative election with 172 to 215 seats within the French parliament, while the presidential coalition came in second with 150 to 180 seats, and this ahead of the far-right National Rally, which obtained between 115 to 150 seats. According to these results, none of the three will be able to obtain an absolute majority in the parliament. The Algerian athlete Jamal Sajati was bursting with confidence in the second forum, last leg of this Olympic bid at the Paris 2024 Summer Games. Winner of the 800 meters at the Paris meeting, Sajati clocked the third best performance of all time, a crucial achievement at a crucial time that will boost the Algerian athlete at the forthcoming Olympic Games.
Le 800 mètres masculin est la prochaine épreuve sur la piste présentée.
Still with Algerian athletes' performances, Bilal Tabti confirmed his place at the next Olympic Games in Paris and the 3,000 steeplechase following world ranking announced today by the International Association of Athletics Federation. In Algiers, Kasban, under the rhythm of Sha'bi music, an event was organized by Benim Ghana Association in celebration of the Independence Day commemoration. Hisham Daw and Najah Tayyar.
Sha'bi Sings Independence was the theme chosen by the Kasbah inhabitants to celebrate and commemorate this glorious date of independence, July 5th, 1962.
Our association preserves the material and immaterial heritage, so it's our duty to preserve the memory of this day.
et surtout la mémoire. Surtout.
Young and old, men and women all gathered and lived this joyful moment. And with the presence of veterans from the liberation war, it even felt more special.
Everyone who lives here participated with all passion and devotion to religion and country.
الحمد لله ما بقاش استعمار في بلادنا.
الحمد لله ما بقاش استعمار في بلادنا. Song of الحاج محمد العنقا was first sung in this city. Now it's a heritage for all the Algerian generations.
July 5th, year 1962, the Algerian heroes celebrated the independence after their fight and sacrifices. Same date, year 2024, their successors celebrate freedom and remember its heroes who fought, singing jihad songs such as this one.
ما ينفع غير المدفع والرشاشة كي تنعلى الفراسة المخيبة. عون يا رب. وبع الرحمن في القلوب يتربى ولادنا. المسلم معلوم.
And to this beautiful atmosphere we end today's edition. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.